All right.
Oh, first of all, let me put this up there first.
All right.
What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up? Come on in the building. Come on in the building. Come on in the building. This is the precursor to the show right here. You know, you got a guy, the one and only, Mr. Dave Cordova in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, man, listen. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, sir. We're here in the building. We got some breaking news, folks. I know y'all saw it. I know y'all saw the news. I know y'all saw the news. I know y'all saw the news. All right. I'm just going to flash it real quick. I'm going to put it back on the screen. And I want to get your opinion on this, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
The transfer portal's been going crazy. I think every year is getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Y'all just don't understand. Y'all just don't understand. Listen, this is the precursor to the show. All right? Tonight, we got two more of New York City's top coaches. St. Joseph by the Sea, Mike Cortese, and Transit Tech, Kenny Hafford, excuse me. Man, what do you think about Judah, Juice Man, leaving Christ the King? It's October 24th.
Yeah, I know.
And we moving.
Mm. It's a shame, man. I'm gonna miss Juice, even though we're gonna get to see him at a couple of events. And we meaning I'm
Right.
I'm gonna see him at a couple of events this season. So, but I mean, it's a tough loss for CK. You know, it's gonna make things a little bit more difficult with him. Well, sorry for them, because you know he was a glue. He did good things over there. And yeah, he's gonna be missed. So I'm interested to see who they got. You know what I'm saying? Who the next man up is gonna be in his place.
Turn our microphone on. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. We are definitely in the building. Hey, look. My thing is, why were you leaving? You got the ball in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
St. James promised him. But I'll put the ball in your hand. He said, you
Yeah, man. I mean,
gonna lead the show. Everybody else gonna follow. We gonna follow y'all lead.
yeah.
We had Arbs
St.
on the show
James just
last
got.
week.
Mm-hmm.
He said that same thing. My bad, Dave.
No, all good. What were you saying?
No, we had Coach Arbitello on the show last week, and he said it. Like, you know, our leaders are, you know, Judah and Johnny. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Right.
then I get a text from the Black Wojciechowski, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pushed by Puff. Let me stop. Pushed by Puff, who has become that, getting that inside information. Salute to my guy Puff and said, yo, Pooh, I got some breaking news about to drop right now. And bam, it's happening October 24th.
Yeah, man. Such a shame. I mean, St. James is playing in a similar event as Christ the King in January.
Mm.
But one is going to be playing. Well, actually, yeah. Let me just say that event, the Hoop Hall Classic. You know what I'm saying? St. James, Christ the King will be playing 2 games. They'll be playing against Phoenix St. Mary's and Springfield Central, the local high school team out there in Springfield. St. James, they're going to be playing in Hoop Hall as well. But yeah, man, that EYBL Scholastic, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're playing in a lot of venues this year. So
so they're in that St. James in that EYL Scholastic.
Yeah,
Okay. So he's just stepping his. Okay. All right.
It's very enticing, He basically traded the CHSAA for the EYBL Scholastic. You know what I'm saying? That's a big sell.
How do you think he'll do there?
That remains to be seen, Like they got some other guys over there, Malachi Terrell. I think that'll be a good backcourt, but you just never know.
Is he going to step? You think he can step right into that starting role?
Like I said, that remains to be seen. And they will be playing against IMG Academy, January 17th, 6:30 p.m. Western New England University. So for those of y'all that want to see Juice and Louis Carrillo Moss from St. Ray's, you can go check them out in Springfield. Take that train, that Amtrak from New Haven up to Springfield, get in that Uber, or y'all could drive up there. Go support our city boys, man.
My God is got more travel miles than anybody I know right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yo, man. Yeah, I definitely want to, spread that. I know my guy Puff put it on his page, collab with me, and then I wanted to tell everybody, who hasn't heard already, that this is going down. But more breaking news, man. More breaking news. And this is not breaking news, but this is something that's been going on before I even got in the scene. Okay. Who is Rico Bosco?
Oh man, this is oh man. So Rico Bosco is this famous personality from Barstool Sports. His real name is Terrence Mayrose. And for those that don't know, he has kind of like a vendetta against one of New York City's most beloved coaches, Tiny Morton. All because, this gentleman, I don't know if I could call him that, but this guy, he kind of like despises Tiny Morton because 2 of his old classmates from a specific school left and transferred to Lincoln. And then that year they won the city and state championship. And he's feeling the way almost 20 years later still. So anytime anything gets posted about Tiny, he goes on his rants basically on Twitter.
And I've seen him say some things about you as well, like, which is crazy to me, because look, I'm not gonna say that I know this gentleman. I just been happen to get some tweets and things of that nature, and I just want to know who is he, and what does he represent to New York City basketball. He's just oh, what up, B? What up, B?
Zero. He represents 0.
Speak your piece, Brian. Speak your piece.
I seen it over time, and I just had to let Dave know because Dave keeps it moving. He doesn't let any of the haters bother him. But I'm like, this guy's got to leave my boy alone. It's getting a little ridiculous. And this guy comes around for all the big playoff stuff and wants the seeding.
Oh
and
God,
all that stuff.
please don't. Playoffs, really?
Unbelievable. You'll see him in the championship only.
Boy.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the tweet that I received was like, your PSAL bias, and I'm like, Dave is everywhere.
Everywhere. I know he calls him PSAL Dave.
Oh, he go, wow.
That's the funny thing about it. Everybody that knows me knows I show the Catholic League a lot of love.
A ton of love.
And
man.
I've known a lot of people in the Catholic League for many years. So none of what he's been saying is true.
Yeah. Some people don't appreciate my guy, the historian, bringing up old stuff, but some guys are always going to be haters, man. It's wild.
Absolutely.
Man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Ayatollah Beats,
my man.
number one basketball
What's
head,
up, man?
always on the show. Yeah. So, and the thing that really caught me. Okay, you hate on Tiny, which a lot of people does. So that's really not new. I just was like, yo, Dave don't bother anybody. He's very fair guy, and I don't think it was, it wasn't like a malicious post, but when it's consistent, right? When it's consistent over time,
right? Yeah,
right. And then the classless thing that was he mentioned Larry Major, who passed away.
Oh yeah, man.
And not here no more, right? I think once you do that, I think right now you become less than who you portray, right?
Exactly.
Because everybody else can kind of defend themselves, and we could talk about it. But here's a man who helped so many kids, was in an unfortunate situation, and he's not here no more to speak for himself.
Right. Yeah.
And I think right then and there, that's when you kind of cross the line, because now you been,
egregious.
Right. Oh, great word. Great. I was just gonna call him a troll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, egregious definitely fits that. Yeah.
My principal at work always says that word. So she always says that word to the kids when they're doing things they should not be doing. But we gonna go with the word, egregious. Because it's a little wild what he's doing. But yeah. And crazy thing is, I looked more into him this morning.
Yeah.
And basically, let me show. Oh no, it's back.
Oh yeah, I seen that. The Danny Hurley thing, right? And he's going that Woj. He's going that Woj.
Yeah.
Listen, he's got so much crazy stuff, and I was showing Pooh, he's the type of guy that will take a picture, and his company will help him, and he'll be on the floor, and then he'll edit out whatever he's doing, so it looks like he's walking around with the coaches, Total clown stuff, man. Total clown stuff. And
I can't wait to see him in March. Oh boy!
And he's a St. John's hater. He hates, Quinnipiac, dude. He just can't stand New York.
How you? Where's he from?
He's Staten Island.
Oh wow!
Boy.
And we got Staten Island Zone Coach Mike Cortese coming up next. So,
I know.
Man, this is man.
I thought he was a Brooklyn guy.
He's got some more tweets in the bank about Dave, man. But Dave keeps it moving. He don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you're a New York City guy, you should be, you should be spreading some love some kind of way.
I know, man.
Well, I actually love seeing his antics. It's pure entertainment to me. It doesn't bother me too much at all. But I'm pretty sure other people definitely would not like that. And I don't think it would be cool for him to make his presence felt in certain places anymore after this, because it's like people are not going to be happy with that statement he made.
Yeah, no.
It could
get ugly when it's brought to light to people in the league,
Oh yeah,
that's
like
crazy,
Pooh said,
man.
To take a cheap shot for someone who can't defend themselves is wild.
But we live in a culture of attention seeking, trolling, to get people to get eyes on you. Look, that's not what any of us signed up for this for.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not helping kids, what are you doing? And I guess his job is, since he's on Barstool, to bring in numbers and to bring in attention to what he's doing to attract more views. right? And I guess that's what he's in the game for. And we got a lot of nonsense on the airwaves, spreading hate, and just, you know, going at people. I just don't feel like it's worthy of the stuff that you're doing when you talk about when you talk about the dead, right?
Yeah,
when you talk about the dead, and I think that kind of crosses the line.
Yeah.
Right? Go at all of us that's alive. Like we are the keepers of New York City basketball right now, right? And it's a lot of us, right? So that's what we talk about. You know, taking that media day picture to kind of bring everybody together. We just trying to bring everybody together, not split anyone apart.
Of course, it's all about unity. Together, we're a force. Divided, we're nothing.
That's right. That's right. All right, Tola Beach. You know what I gotta do it. And I'm calling a tech on the play. I'm calling a tech on the play, bro. Listen, man. I'm not asking you to stop being who you are, man. But only thing we saying is, you know, let our legends rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know, we're not here to talk about anyone's crimes or anyone's mishaps, because, you know, we all got dirt in our closet. And I know, you know, we put a private investigator on, you know, to see what you got in your closet. Some bad things that come up. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. There's some crazy stuff that guy's done. And, you know, I couldn't believe when I saw PSAL Dave. That just took me over the edge, man. I said, come on. If anywhere you call him, everywhere, Dave.
Right.
At every event.
Right.
I'm at a lot of, I wouldn't say every event, but a lot of the major ones I'm at.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
I know. The kids really are kind of lucky to have a guy like you to take so many pictures, kind of put kids on. And, you know, that's your kind of niche, and you've been so good at it. Like you said, you go to all the stuff. You do a ton of traveling, you know, ton of it on your own dime. I know you've been grinding forever, and, you know, I just want to give you your flowers, man, because you totally deserve it. I was so happy that Pooh was going to bring you on, because I know you're a grinder like me, and just keep working, man. You're doing awesome stuff. And
of course,
I always tell you ever want to do anything, you could do it, brother. I know it.
Appreciate you, Brian. And
Yo, bro. Like, and that's another thing. You know, we all love Dave, man. Like, you can't find anyone that's in New York City that's gonna say a bad word about him. And to hear this guy doing that is, I don't think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Tiny's been built for this for a long time.
Yeah,
and he knows what comes with being the legend that he is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and it's been going on. He's been holding that grudge for Tiny over 20 years, Dave. This has been crazy to
it's
hear.
sad. The fact that you still thinking about this man all these years later. I'm not even gonna mention the name of the school. You know what I'm saying? Because that wouldn't be fair to them. But
the school, very classy school. Yes. Very.
And I'm
good
sure
people
that they would be ashamed that one of their own is acting this way.
You know, exactly. He's got Catholic League ties, and it's so funny because Tiny does too. I mean, that's what I always want to say to the guy. Like, he was in the league. Like, he's helped the Catholic League. You know what I mean? Like, you could say whatever when players go to his school, but he was in the league. He was a part of it. He's helped Nazareth get where they are today. I mean, come on. You got to give the guy some flowers there.
But here's the thing. As far as these Catholic school kids transferring out, let's put it like this. Every year there's a group of at least, well, I'll say maybe 15 players that, you know, come to these Catholic schools. I had told the Beats, appreciate you. But yeah, out of that group of 15, when all is said and done, maybe at least 5 or 6 of that group will actually end up playing varsity. Everybody can't stay at these Catholic schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, 20 of the 30 Catholic schools in New York City, 25 are in the 5 boroughs. But in the PSAL, we have 236 schools. From what Lee Church told me, 236 schools, 4 divisions. So there's always going to be space for everybody. There's always going to be places for them to go. And as far as public schools go, New York City has more opportunities than, say, maybe Long Island and maybe even Westchester County. because a lot of schools in these other places, there's probably only one school in that district. So kids can't really transfer out wherever they want. They got, like, if anything goes down, they're stuck in that district. More often than not, that family will have to move.
Yep.
So that's where New York City has a lot of the other counties at, as far as advantages and stuff like that.
Yeah, it definitely allows for a lot more mobility. And like Dave said, you go to a town like Bayshore, unless you're moving out of Bayshore, you're playing there. Like you said, you're kind of stuck in that situation.
Or not even playing there. What if you don't make the team? That's another thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Some of the rules, like even in the Catholic League on Long Island when I coached, were like so insane that like a kid was unhappy and totally out of the rotation. He'd have to go somewhere, sit out for over a year. And, it was so hard. And that's why a lot of people were like, hey, why would I do that when I could go back to public school? And it started to kind of take away from the Long Island Catholic League and why it's definitely down a little bit with their top end talent,
Well, listen, Dave, if you want to stick around, man, we got Coach Mike Cortese coming up, man. We'd love for you to stick around, man. But we just wanted to tap into that right before the pre-show and kind of talk about this guy who's kind of been wrecking havoc on the scene of New York City. And look, I don't see a lot of the posts. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a poster, right? I'm a guy who posts a lot, so I'm not really scrolling down and reading everybody posts and what's going on. So, I got my guys out there who got eyes and they put me on to what's going on. So I'm glad I got turned on to him. Now he's going to focus his energy on me, hopefully. And, I'm built for the smoke too, man. You know what I'm saying? But
ready,
at the end of the day, look, let's just, protect our legends out here, man, especially the ones who can't speak for themselves, man. And Dave.
But I'll take PSAL Dave any day. I'll take that name. For those that don't know me.
No doubt.
I still love the Catholic League. I'll take PSAL Dave anyway.
Well, Dave's a lot like me, and that's why I kind of send him some of this stuff because I know he gets a kick out of it like I do. I love this crap when people talk
hilarious.
Smack. It really is.
It's hilarious.
I knew you'd appreciate it, and as we dig in more, we find more and more nuggets, and it's absolutely wild. But really appreciate you coming on, Dave. You're the man, brother.
Indeed.
All right, brother. Hold on. 1 sec. Stay there, Dave. All right. Welcome to the show, High School Basketball Weekly, baby.
Let's get it.
We are in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I gotta watch out, man. Dave's so good, he might take my spot, man. He's smooth like that.
Let's go. Yo, I got this DM on Instagram.
Yeah.
From this coach on Staten Island, and not the one that's coming on. And I heard they've been sending them out to a lot of the media people saying, do you guys cover Staten Island? I was like, yeah, come on the show.
Come on, man.
Crickets. But the one thing I can tell you, our next guest, never crickets. Whenever I hit his line, he always answers. All right? And if he's busy, I got you the following week. Whatever it is. But my guy's always available for me. But well, anyway, welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, with my co-host,
Brian Reichert.
Joining us tonight on High School Basketball Weekly in our 8th installment of the Coach's Corner.
Let's go.
We have two special guests. Our first guest is coach of St. Joseph by the Sea High School in his 13th year at the helm. I hope I'm right. Hope to.
You know he'll let us know when he gets on.
Yo, you know that page. Sometimes they even put it up the official rosters yet.
No, sometimes they don't change it to the next one. You know, Pooh, I got you.
You never know. But in the 13th year at the helm of the Viking ship, after reaching the city championship last year, he's looking to lead them back and bring home that chip, baby. Please welcome to the show, my God, St. Joseph by the Sea head coach, Mike Cortese.
My guys, what's up?
There he is, Coach.
How you
what's
doing?
up,
How
baby?
you doing, Coach?
Good, man. Appreciate you guys having me as always, accommodating me. You know, I'm sorry I'm in a parking lot right now. We got a family dinner going on across the street, but I said I gotta get on with my guys this time of year. I appreciate you.
You're the best,
you, man.
Coach.
Appreciate you. What's this? Rico Bosco? Is he famous out there on the island?
Yeah, Rico's just Staten Islander. You know, good friend of mine, always supportive, but I get it. You know, he speaks his mind. You know, he's honest. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, so I get it. Ruffled feathers come with the territory, but you know, he's always had my back throughout. So you know, but I respect it.
Look, this wasn't a bashing show. I just
No.
Look, everybody know Tiny was my point guard. I'm not here to be his guard and yo, stop talking about Tiny. Tiny's built for that, right? He knows what comes with the territory. And also, it was just more or less like Dave's my guy. Dave doesn't bother anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Dave even made a trip out to Staten Island last year. Dave always shows me love in my program and all the Catholic schools, but you know, especially, you know, we get the forgotten borough at times, so I get it. But you know, I got to say, especially as of late, you know, guys like you and Dave and so many other media outlets do a great job supporting us, the Catholic League, and even us on Staten Island. So always appreciative of them.
Yeah, and then the last thing was Coach Larry Majors, who's not here with us today. Some tragic way he passed away, you know, a long time ago, over decades ago. And still bring that up. I just think that's just classless, man. You just kind of let the dead be the dead and kind of respect the people who can't speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But hey, listen, he's always welcome to come on the show. We're not as big as Barstool, but we represent New York City, and we big in New York City in a huge way. So, you know, it's all good. Hey, Coach, how have you been preparing for the preseason, man? You just coming from practice before this?
They had the weight room today. I'm actually coming from a trunk or treat with my kids now, you know. So my Friday nights look a little different. Boys had the weight room, then they went out. I let them give them the day, go support our football program playing over at Monsignor Farrell tonight, Friday Night Lights. So we'll be back in the gym. We'll be back in the gym in the morning. Yeah, so it's probably rocking over there down in Oakwood. So yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. You know, Saturday mornings. Back at it, you know, it's amazing. You blink, you look at your watch, look at your calendar. It's like, holy, you know, it's October 24th.
Back
you know,
at it, right?
Next weekend, a rosters, and then a week after that, you scrimmage in and you scratch your head. But it's so exciting, you know. It gets a little crisper outside. Just lets you know basketball season's coming. You know, So it's an exciting time and seeing guys and just getting excited for the season. It's awesome.
Yeah, and Coach, as the season gets kind of closer, you know, you have some of those guys that graduated from last year's team, a lot of leadership. A lot of guys who really stepped up, especially in those playoffs. You know, you have some question mark coming in. I had you guys ranked pretty high in my preseason rankings. Why should other guys in the media outlets kind of see you guys as one of those top contenders this year?
You know, you nailed it. I was actually, again, like I was just at my local parish talking to guys and just talking about the season. And, you know, they've been asking, how's the team look? How's the team look? It's hard to replace 9 seniors like that. It's hard to replace senior leadership that really, and when you reflect back on the season, you're like, when things were going bad, that group really stabilized us. You know, they really they were leaders in the way they played and they owned their roles. So, you know, it's hard to to replace that, but you also remember, wait a second, they're part of our program. These guys, they rubbed off on that next generation, that next group, So excited for having a Nick Rabrock and a Johnny Paterzo returning from that team that, shared the court with them many times. My three seniors and Anthony Stoffel, Brendan Moore, and Steve Lauro, that again went to battle with each other all year, right up until that last buzzer sounded in Fordham University, an amazing city championship game. So that's still present in our preseason work, and we have a JV group from last year, Rising Juniors, that made it to the Staten Island Finals. Came up just short against an amazing St. Peter's team that lost in the city semifinals in a great game against our rivals, More Catholic. So a lot to be excited about in terms of where we left off, but also understanding it's a fresh new year, man. A lot could happen. Everybody's 0-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Christ the King losing their point guard, all right, to St. James today. This news just broke today.
Before I got on.
Right. Have you guys been affected by the transfer portal, or have you gained any guys from the transfer portal? How did that work for you guys?
I gotta say, for us, it's not really in our equation. Over my 14 years, I was trying to put my 1-4 up. You said 13, but I'm on year number 14.
I knew it.
14.
Come on, Captain Schooley.
You did know it. So, but in my 14th year, I've been the recipient of, Brendan Moore, for example, from New Jersey. Just more so for an academic experience. Somebody who wants to, find the right fit for them. A few years back, we had a Christian Greeley come in from More Catholic. So for the most part, the transfer portal for us isn't an issue, and I could proudly state, we really don't lose guys, and I say that proudly because it's such an easy temptation nowadays. But credit to our school community, credit to our staff, credit to our players, just building that place where I just think student athletes want to be. And I get it, I get it at certain levels. I get it obviously at the collegiate level, and it's trickling down to a higher level high school. So I get it, but we pride ourselves on getting those 4-year guys that finish the job with us.
Yeah, and you do such a good job of kind of developing those guys. By the time they get to senior year, they almost look like different players, almost unrecognizable when they kind of first step on campus. I know you take a ton of pride in that. How special could this backcourt be? And compare it to kind of some of the other backcourts you've had in your 14-year career, because these guys have crazy potential together.
Yeah, that's a great question. Great starting point. Listen, it's a guards game. Let's call it what it is, but we lose a lot of size, a lot of length, which is going to be hard to replace physically. But at the end of the day, it is a guards game, and being able to have a guy like Nick Rabraka and Johnny Paterzo returning that are just specialists in their craft, having a point guard in Nicky Lee, who was a 2-year JV guy for us coming up, that's got a bag with so many ways to score the basketball. I got a role player and a guy like Luca Minio, who's just a knockdown shooter. Jack Boyle, another guard coming up from the JV class that plays as hard as anybody you'll see in New York City. But going back to your question, I am so optimistic with having Johnny Paterzo and Nick Rabraka leading this group, just with their experience, and seeing Johnny is just as fundamental as it can. And I told him, throughout this preseason, I said, Johnny, I hate to tell you, you're a scorer now too. He's always been that guy that puts everybody else first besides himself in terms of scoring. He's that guy that's always looking to rebound, run, distribute. But you're going to see some numbers go up in that points column for him. And we need him to do that because let's call it what it is. Guys are going to be targeted on Nick Rabraka, and that's okay. And Nick's open to that. Nick's really physically, when you see him, you're going to see he's definitely made some improvements to himself physically. And guys have been pushing him in practice. Jack Boyle's, all right, Jack, don't let Nick go. And he's pushing him and he's holding, grabbing. They're just making each other better. And Nick's well aware of it, and he's up for the challenge. And we got to do our job as a staff to put him in positions to score. And then again, you add in these guards and Nick Lee, who's just going to be a fan favorite when you see him on the basketball court. He's calm, cool, collective with the ball. could score in a variety of ways. So we're very excited. You're losing a Mikey Warner. You're losing that gritty, low to the ground guy who put up 15 points in the city semifinal game against St. Edmunds. That was just, as tough as they come. Losing a Matt Stolfo and Alex Panzello, who could blink your eye. They put up 5 threes. So, but you try not, you're appreciative of what you're losing. You understand, you don't need to fill exactly that, but let's look at what we do got to work with. And we're really excited about that backcourt for sure.
Has been around, these 14 years, man. How much is it mellowed you out over these years, man? And kind of, right now, you shooting on legendary status out there in Staten Island, man. Being from there, playing out there, now coaching out there. How was that affecting your style, in these, upcoming years?
Another great question. It's I haven't got a technical in like 4 years, so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that stat. Getting compliments from my.
That's right.
I don't want to jinx it.
Right.
I've established that rep. I still am very passionate. You see when I coach.
Yes.
But being able to establish that reputation, relationship building with the referees, like you said, over 14 years, I appreciate them, and I think they appreciate my commitment for the game. So in terms of mellowing in the game, I don't know if that's ever gonna drop those 32 minutes. I hope it's part of the way I coach. But in terms of just overall, I have seen it change in a positive way. Having a 4 and 6-year-old son now, it's and a wife that supports what I do day in and day out, especially this time of year. Like I said, we went on a trunk or treat, and they're in a restaurant right now, and I get to talk to 2 of my dear friends about what I love to do. That itself is a perfect example of how lucky I am. So, and just having so many players come back and want to be part of the program and support, and having an amazing staff. Again, we do this for pennies on the dollar. So to have guys that got your back when you got to go to a charitable golf outing, knowing you have coaches that could step up and take the reins, or could go out to Jersey for a hoop group game to get these guys ready. So being extra appreciative of the help I have and why I get to do what I do has mellowed you over the course of 14 years and experience, and really knowing what this calendar looks like and what to prepare for, and knowing what you got to prepare for, and to finally say, I played in that last game with these guys, to the last buzzer, and understanding what it takes. It makes you appreciate those coaches that have been doing this for so long and have had success, because you really see what it takes and how hard it is for these student athletes and for the staff and for the families involved. So it has definitely played a part in my 12-month year, but you're always going to see that fire, I hope, for those 32 minutes.
I love it. I love it. I love to
too.
see you fired up on the sidelines. See you getting into it with your kids, because it's a balanced coach, right? Because you give them that
100%.
fire that they need, but also I see you patting them on their back, letting them know when they're doing well too. So that's the balance, brother.
I appreciate you recognizing that, because that's something we know is part of, again, something I learned over the 14 years. If I'm going to get on you for something that a job you need to do, but guess what? I'm going to be the first guy to compliment the smallest thing, whether it's how you got to the right spot for a screen, or how you were in the right spot and help. As coaches, we do a great job celebrating those things that maybe your average fan might not recognize, because we got to let them know we're going to be the first to cheer you on for the littlest thing, because everything's part of that equation to get a victory for your team.
Yeah, and when you guys, as a staff, you guys do such a good job. You bring a lot of energy. Those guys around you really help get you guys prepared. How are you preparing for the league this year? Who are some teams that you think, from your research, that could be in that title mix, or kind of who have impressed you? Because I think it's a major league on the rise, and I think there's a lot of teams that might be in the mix toward the end.
We talked about the parity of the league last year,
Yeah.
and how amazing it was. And like I said, to really get that honor from myself personally, in probably the most balanced I've seen this league, I think it's going to be even more so next year. You look at your schedule, and now I know from what now with only 9 teams in the league, we all play each other twice.
Oh, nice.
So that's 18 league games. It's no north-south. It's just 1 through 9. So from a Staten Island Catholic perspective, that's the most CHSAA games we've committed to, which is exciting. There's some pros and cons to it for us. for sure.
A lot
But
of
at the end of the
traveling.
day, yeah, a lot more traveling. But at the end of the day, we are a New York City Catholic High School Athletic Association team, and that comes first. And the school and the league has been very supportive of what we have here with Staten Island in our tournament, which is probably the best event you'll see in Staten Island. But at the end of the day, we're a Catholic high school basketball team, and we're excited for this year. I mean, you could literally make a case for every team this year. I really believe that 1 through 9 this year. I mean, the league was young last year per se, so a lot of returners. I've seen just in following, some on the move, some teams picked up, some kids left. So I saw some coaches are battling with that, but the coaches and the programs are going to be competitive right from the jump. I mean, I look even here on our island. I mean, Farrell pretty much returns their starting group.
Yeah.
They have an amazing core group returning. Moore plays hard, tough-nosed basketball. Us three right there in the A division are going to be battling day in and day out. And you add in some of these other programs, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, I was shocked how hard it was to fill out my bracket. I mean, the numbers, 1 through 9, it was so many teams were interchangeable. Everybody was close, right? I must have changed my 1 and 2 like 3 times. It like you
Yeah,
said, as much crazy as it was last year. I think you're right. Just the amount of teams that are getting better and
yeah,
tougher, it should make the league even better this year.
yeah. So many teams, so many guys returning, some main guys returning for their junior or senior campaign, and even the JV division is pretty tough. You add in the level of coaching in our division, it's going to be awesome. It really is.
Now, I know it's tough to project, especially, you never know what happens with tryouts, never know with injuries and things like that. You said you had a strong JV program. Is there potential for you to bring up any underclassmen? Because we've been kind of talking with kind of programs and how
Mhm.
important those younger levels are really going to be. Like you even brought up the JV, which I love to hear. Is there any maybe underclassmen that you might consider?
Yeah, I put it out there. We don't have. That's one thing we have no secrets here in Huguenot.
Yeah.
We'll be bringing up MJ Walker he was on a freshman last year. So he'll be jumping JV coming up with us. Just a versatile guard. Can get to the rack. Got a knack for the basketball. Just brings a different element to the guard level. And there's always listen. Every year we treat each player, each situation where the program is differently. We weigh in. All of our coaches are involved in every decision that goes on in our program. Yes, at the end of the day, the varsity head coach, you have final say, but we value everyone's input. There are deep discussions. Every player, every coach is so involved with every level of the program. I got coaches that are doing double duty. My freshman coach, Coach Joe Celta, he does double, triple duties on the regular, so he knows just as much about anybody as so those decisions are made collectively, and one sophomore will be coming up in MJ Walker, and we're really excited about him for the next 3 years. Listen, we bring somebody up, we bring them up with the confidence that they'll be able to impact us this year. But the truth is, I think he's going to have a hell of a 3 years, and this will definitely be, he's got to learn to play under me personally, and sort of that level of passion and understand what my voice sounds like, what we're looking for. But he'll also see a lot of the consistencies he saw at the freshman level. And the guys are just, they're so welcoming. We talked about how welcoming they were to Nick when he came up as a freshman.
Yeah.
When Johnny Paterzo came up last year as a sophomore. There's no hiccups. It's just we all just flow, which is nice.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on?
Yeah, there you go.
Great to
Dave,
see you, my guy. How you doing?
Yo,
I'm
Dave, I got
good.
that same mirror, bro. I got that same mirror. Classic mirror.
Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, my mom. I kept. That's one thing I kept from my mom. She loved that mirror.
Yeah, man.
Dave, good to see you, my friends. Appreciate all your work. Obviously, I was singing your praises before I made that trip to Staten Island. Always gave us a ton of love, a lot of great shots in our city championship game. So I appreciate you always recognizing my guys and myself.
Of course. I love making those trips to Huguenot. One of the best. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the best school cafeterias I've ever seen.
We call it a dining hall. We don't call it a cafeteria.
Yo, look. Oh, no, yo, hold on. Yo, I'm telling you. Classy plate, man. One of the best atmospheres. Yes.
No, we have a beautiful campus. It's It really is. We have when I get to pitch to school, I don't feel like a used car salesman, man. I get to pitch a great institution. Obviously we talk basketball, we call it what it is. Basketball's a big part of the decision for some of our guys, but it really is a great institution. It's a beautiful
No, it
campus,
is.
tough academic. So that all goes into it. So I appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. I try to spread the word about not just the schools in the higher division, but
Mm.
even the A and B. They deserve some love too. You
Yep.
know?
Yep, absolutely. We send some great players out there to the next level. My guy Matty Stoffel went on to Plattsburgh this year. So excited to see him over there. And just like you guys see it firsthand how competitive it is at the collegiate level. I mean, even a SUNY school like Plattsburgh, the average age of a college basketball player has jumped exponentially.
Yep.
So the pure
Yeah.
freshmen for those pure freshmen that are doing their 4 years at any level, it's a challenge for them. So I think parents, I'm hoping to see, and they should be more appreciative of just a chance to play high school basketball. And if you get that spot to play collegiate level, Matty Stoffel loves the game and his love for the game and the support of his teammates. We're very happy for him and wishing him the best too.
Mm-hmm.
Great to hear, Coach.
Yep.
Hey, Coach. With the changes going on in the Catholic school, well, in y'all division, right? I'm so glad they're getting rid of this North and South, bro. I'm just like,
Yeah.
come on, like,
Yeah.
it makes it a little easier to follow. But how tough does the league become now?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I mean, I could confidently say, I think this is going to be the toughest and most balanced we've seen in my 14 years for sure. The league was young last year. A lot of sophomores and juniors were on the all league team last year. Probably the most I've ever seen. So that shows how young we were last year as a league and how competitive it was then. It's gonna be a tough one for sure. I mean, St. John's Prep, defending champs. I know they lost a guy, picked up a couple, returning their star point guard and the top leading scorer over at Fordham Prep, guards over at St. Edmunds. Tough. It's just gonna be so tough. As you're going through, and you're just picturing being lined up with them and being head to head with those great coaches. It's gonna be a battle.
Coach, I'm dying to hear your kind of thoughts on this because it's something that I've been kind of digging into more and more. You brought it up right when we started talking. How important do you think the weight room is for basketball, and especially like high school students, as they're kind of growing and developing? How important do you think the weight room is for these guys at this level?
So over at St. Joe's, we're blessed enough to have the sports science lab, our state-of-the-art training facility upstairs from the gym, and it's run by certified trainers from the sports science lab. Now, when that first happened, it was like, all right, no high school coach, you guys can't be in there with them. They got it. And at first, as a young coach, I need to be with my team.
Right?
I
Yep.
want to work out with them.
Yeah.
Little did I know, this was one of the best things to happen to our program. I mean, our head trainer, Coach Steve, put it this way: he was sitting behind my bench at Fordham University in the championship game. That's how much a part of the program he is. And I mean, I talk to him as much as I talk to any of my coaches. He's truly committed to these
Wow.
student athletes' development, physically and mentally. And our kids respect him and they see the work he puts in. I can't express enough how important it's become year in and year out. Just the grind of the season and seeing how it wears on their bodies. In playing right to the end of February. And we've seen the parallels in work ethic. It's usually not a one-off. Usually my hardest work is on the court. Ironically, the hardest work is up there. Who needs to be pushed, who needs to be grabbed and put with a different group. So we see a lot of consistencies from up top. We say it upstairs in the weight room, down on the court. And it's never been more important than it is year in and year out. Because you see the size and the strength of these guys at all levels, B, A, double A. It's just getting faster, stronger, tougher, and even up here, that mental, knowing you're going down on the court, you feel a little bit more confidence as a high school player, knowing you're putting the work in upstairs. And I can't thank my coach Steve and his staff enough because it's paid off tremendously. They've been a big part of our success, especially these last few years at the varsity level.
Dave, you got a question for Coach?
I think I might have a couple questions. So this year, are you still gonna have that game against Farrell on Thanksgiving? And where will
Thanksgiving
it be?
Eve. It's at Monsignor Farrell this year. It's going to be awesome. It's one of the best nights of the year. I mean, Coach Danny Fisher, their new head coach. He started as just my dear basketball friend, and he's developed into one of my closest friends and a brother. And we have the best rivalry, and I appreciate his friendship. We've been supporting each other as coaches from the CYO days. And obviously the retirement of the great Coach Dunn, but Coach Fisher's been by his side every step of the way. So there's going to be no drop in anything going on over there. If Monsignor Farrell, it's going to be a war. That opening night, people are already talking about it here in the neighborhood. It's the best. They're playing football right now over there, and then in a few weeks we're going to be opening up there for Thanksgiving Eve, and it's just one of the most exciting games in all of. I'll confidently say one of the most exciting environments in New York City at any level is opening night with Monsignor Farrell and St. Joseph by the Sea, and I can say that confidently now, doing it all these years. Oh, it's an awesome environment.
So, also, what is there to expect from you guys in the Staten Island High School League this year? Like, what's the parity looking like?
Yeah, I referenced how we're lucky enough and blessed to have the Staten Island tournament at the end of the year. Each year, obviously, we're a New York City Catholic high school team first, but the tournament means so much. Unfortunately, the number of non-league games available to have crossovers between the Catholic and public has dropped over the time. Busy schedules with our respective leagues, but we still have the tournament. The Catholics are locked and loaded, man. The 4 Catholics are all very tough throughout. And then over on the public school side, you have your consistency. I mean, Wagner's been winning consistently in their division along with Curtis. And keep your eye on a few 3A public school teams here. We had our league meeting. Staten Island president, Coach Donahue at McKee, Staten Island Tech. We have a special league, just like we have at the Catholic League. And but you'll see those 4 Catholics right in the mix down the stretch come tournament time. I can say that confidently, I hope. Well, at least on our end, because it's going to be good.
Yeah. Man, my final question. So, non-league, outside of the Catholic League and the CHSAA, what are some other tournaments we can expect the Vikings at this year?
Yeah. So again, like I was saying earlier, with the league now playing everybody twice, that accounts for 18 games. So we definitely lost some of our non-league availability to it. That's because, again, just I know you guys appreciate learning all the logistics of how each division is run. We have to keep 4 games off to the side for the Staten Island tournament alone. So that right there is 4 games. We play our 2. We still play St. Peter's. That technically is a non-league game, even though it's a Staten Island Catholic. Them being a AA, so we'll still get those 2 games in, and we go down to Wildwood for 2 games. For opponents. We've been playing in the Boardwalk Classic. It's a great event. It's great for the kids to play, and they do a great job. They have a big dome right on the water. That's been our 2 non-league games. It's always good to see somebody different. I still hate the no shot clock. It still irks me. That's the one negative.
Yeah.
I like some different opponents. I love seeing different coaches, different venues, but nonetheless, so really our non-league it's not as existent as it used to be. I'm lucky enough to have some great scrimmages in the preseason. The AA coaches always show us a lot of love. Let us go to war with them. We go up against Christ the King, and Iona Prep, so I'm excited for that opportunity for all guys running to the fire against some of the best right out the jump.
Now, you mentioned Nick Rabraka working on his body, and that was one of the biggest things that I came back with being at the Top 100 camp, MBPA Top 100 camp, seeing how a lot of those guys that's outside of New York really work on their body. How was that going to help Nick in his development and being one of the top players coming up this season?
There's no secret he could shoot the basketball, right? All of New York City knows that, so there's no more hiding that. So his ability to get to the rim, work with he's going to be working with his back to the basket a little bit in the short corner. He's at the rim now. He's finishing at the rim now. He's an offensive rebound threat now. He's a pull-up jump threat. So him seeing those opportunities, it's one thing, so many kids now at this level can do it thanks to the hard work they put in, and Nick could do it. Now it's going to be seeing when and picking and the decision-making process, when when to back a guy down, when to attack the middle, when to pull up. So his work and stuff like that he's been doing, I'm excited for the challenge of that decision-making because he's all of 6'3", 6'4" right now. He's been working his ass off in the weight room like all these guys. So, we're going to need him to score in a variety of ways.
Well, Coach, we're glad that you had, to have you on tonight. I know you got to get with your family. Somebody got something that's kicking right now.
I just heard that.
Yeah,
I just heard that.
I don't know. It might be Dave. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it is Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave. Get that clicking noise. Whatever that clicking noise is, we'll bring you right back, Dave. I know you got to get back with your family, man. We appreciate you. And I know we promised last year to come out there. This year, I know we're definitely going to be out there because my cameraman, 5 Films, said, yo, we got to get out to Staten Island because I need to see the St. Joseph by the Sea gym everybody's talking about.
Absolutely.
So he's even hearing it now from other people.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, you guys, there's no off season for guys like you. There's no off season for any of us anymore. But your coverage, it just keeps our league and all our New York City players fresh, keeps them out there, keeps them competing. So and the friendships I've garnished through it. It's one of the best things when I tell people about coaching is the friendships and relationships I've made, and I consider you guys 2 dear friends, and I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to talk basketball, even when my family's waiting for me in the restaurant. And I thank them. So I appreciate it.
No doubt. Hey, nice hoodie too, man. Nice hoodie.
You get out. Maybe I'll have one your size.
There
I'll have one your size.
XL, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm glad we killed a little time for you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
All right.
All right, brother.
Thank you, Coach.
Bye.
No doubt.
One of the best ever, man. It's one of my favorite guys to interview. So funny. And like you said, a bulldog, man. I don't know if I could deal with him if I was coaching on the sidelines, man.
I love his energy, man. I love his energy. His energy on the sideline. And then when he loses his tie, you know it's game on. It's game on. But it never comes off. It never comes off.
And Pooh, like we said, right? Like he's the first guy to pick that dude up when he takes the charge. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like that's why he's one of those guys, and it's such a thing you hate hearing as a kid, but like you always hear like Coach really cares about you. That's why he's always saying stuff to you. He's picking on you. He wants you to get better. He's one of those guys that he might be picking on you, but he wants the best for you. He's trying to maximize your potential. And the Vikings are lucky they got a great coach.
No doubt, no doubt. We got another fiery head coach coming.
Oh man,
Brooklyn Transit Tech, right?
We need a transit update, man.
Man, listen, look. We already know that their program is looking good. They was in our tournament this year, so I definitely had to show them some love. I'm kind of scared to say this year now. I think it's in his 5th or 6th year. I'm just gonna say he's in his. I'm gonna jump the board, right? He's in his 5th year as coach at one of the toughest programs in Brooklyn 3A. Please welcome to the show, Transit Tech head coach, another friend of the show, Coach Kenny Hafford. Coach, what's happening? What's happening, Coach?
Hey guys, how are you? Damn, Pooh, I thought you guys forgot about me, man.
Come on now, Coach. Come on,
listen,
now.
Coach, let me tell you, man.
You're in the list of favorites. Come on now.
Listen, I'm definitely gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up to the gym. I'm gonna pull up to the gym this year. I watch you guys play in my tournament, and I saw them. They got edged out in the Jocko tournament in East New York against Canarsie. But you guys is tough, man, and you guys bringing back a lot of good players, man. You bring back a lot of good players, man. How has the summer treated your guys, and what have you seen in these preseason runs that you guys are doing?
Oh, summers are always real important, and not just for our kids, but for our coaching staff. In the summer, I monitor the things, I watch them, but I'm pretty much hands off, and I've got 4 assistant coaches. And each coach coaches a different tournament. So all these kids get used to the path. And we're going through like a youth movement right now. right now, I think we only have 3 seniors. I mean, we're still in tryouts, but right now there's only 3 seniors left in our tryout. So, just seeing what these youngsters can handle, especially, you go to freaking, Brevort, there's tough competition there. I got 14-year-old kids out there running around with the big boys. So that tells, I don't care if we win or lose. I really, look, of course, we all want to win every time we step on the court, but the score doesn't matter. I want to see how these kids, do they have that fire, because you know what they're about to experience if they make our team. So they can handle that. And summer's really, really big as far as just creating that chemistry, and in that is a lot of bonding time involved. Like this summer, Coach Sue, he's one of our assistant coaches. He runs our AAU stuff, with Team Tribe. He took a bunch of our kids out to Vegas for the summer, and they won a big tournament out there. And you know what that's like. You taking a team on the road, and the bonding and the camaraderie building and all that team building. It's so valuable. And we had a real, real strong summer.
And Coach, sometimes it's nice to have that youth movement. It kind of gets more out of you as a coach. You kind of attack it different ways. You talked about what you've been saying to these guys. What's kind of the message, or maybe the motto for this upcoming season for you guys that you're kind of pushing and having these guys focus on? Anything yet?
Well, my motto never changes. You gotta play harder than the other player. And these youngsters in our practice these last few days, they're pretty gassed leaving, but they know what they're getting, because there's a lot of kids that came up through the JV program, and they attend a lot of our varsity games, especially now that the PSAL did a good thing, scheduling these double headers, the JV and varsity. I mean, everyone in the country is doing it. I don't know why it took us so long to get it, but so the JV kids are now really, really, they feel part of the program. So they're experiencing everything. They see how we operate. They see how we function. They see how the coaches get on players. They see what the expectations are. So, I'm expecting a lot out of these young kids. I mean, I project 3 10th graders starting. Now, people are going to frown and say, geez, that's a little too young. But I think you saw them this summer.
Yeah.
Get that little Nate Jackson out there letting it fly.
They ready to play.
He's a pretty special player, and he's only in 10th grade. A young 15-year-old, and he's got so much room for growth and improvement, and the ceiling is so high, and he's going to be a great one.
Yeah, you definitely got a young team, man, and I thought they was one of our more competitive teams. They came out, they playing against, again, seniors and juniors and guys who have graduated, because we allow graduating season to play in our tournament as well. So they're facing so much competition. But now from last year, right? From what you lost last year to coming into this year, what is going to be the difference in your leadership roles and the thing that you're expecting from your players that's playing this year?
I mean, last year we only had 2 seniors. People don't really talk about that.
Wow.
We're still young, but we only had 2 seniors on that team. Manuel McKenzie, that shooter that we had, and Jordan Morgan. He's tough. And he was a tough leader. But I had Nick Jackson. I'm sorry, I got the Jackson brothers, but Nick Jackson was our 10th grade. He was in 10th grade last year, and he was an all-state select. He made all-state as a 10th grader. That kid, he was on team Ashton Reynolds senior year as a freshman, and he got meaningful minutes. So this kid, he's pretty much been groomed. He's been thrown into the fires. He's had great in front of him. So I don't even think it's called passing the torch. I think this kid was our leader last year. He was actually our MVP last year, and he's only a junior this year.
Now, Coach, I saw a video of you guys working out somebody, and he was an absolute monster.
Oh, the big boy.
Out. Who is that,
this
Coach?
Morning, you saw the workouts, the morning workouts we posted?
Yes.
Yeah, Monty Hamilton. Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
Yes.
He's a big boy, big body. He's a bruiser. He likes to get physical. And you see, he can drop step and throw it down on someone's head.
And I mean, Pooh, he was working hard at 8
I seen him this summer.
I was impressed.
Yeah, he's a super nice kid. Great, very high GPA, great SAT scores, smart. He's the epitome of student athlete.
Love that.
Listen, we was calling him Baby Moses Malone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because every rebound that goes up, he
Every
loves the contact, he loves the physicality, and he plays hard every game. So
Yeah.
you know what you're gonna get out of him every game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's matured a lot. Like his IQ of the game has really improved, and that's important. You know, that he stays out of foul trouble and just and knows his value on the court. You know, so we can't really afford to have him on the bench too long anymore. You know, we usually don't have too many bigs. The last couple of years, I guess we had, I guess what you would call legit big with like Jaden Wilson or something. But most of the time, we're five guards. You know, five pit bulls out there playing as hard as we can. But you know, if we throw a big kid like that in the mix, that's a game changer.
Man, you guys have a great student body. Salute to my guy Marlon, who retired principal.
Yeah.
Right.
Very supportive of the program.
Yes. Yes.
Principal Bynum did a lot for us in support, you know, and is a huge fan of the game, as you know.
Yeah.
Up the street from Breeport, and was that all? You know, goes to most of the games, and he actually pays our fee to go to your tournament.
Every time he calls me, he lets me know what it is, and he puts it up. Yeah,
love their basketball like he did.
Speaking of that, an extension of that, your student body, right? When teams come into that gym, let the world know what they should be expecting when they step into that gym.
A pretty special place, isn't it?
You can hear it. So as you come into the building, you can hear the people all the way on the top floor, right, going on.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. You know, that little gym with 3 bleachers, 4 bleachers, and people standing around, and that place gets rocking. And I tell people, I mean, it's the best vibe in New York City. I know, look, you got Farrell and St. Joe's and all them. They have these tremendous facilities, and we got this little tiny gymnasium. But I tell you what, they love their basketball and the environment that they create there. It's second to none. You know, that's a big selling point when I bring junior high kids in to show them the facility and stuff, and I invite them to games. I bring the whole team and I set them down the games, sit in front row, and they're blown away. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Listen, it's one of your greatest recruiting tools, I think. You know, I just hear legend every video. The screen is shaking on the recording. It's absolutely nuts.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it right exactly every time. You know that Ashton Reynolds videos are just shaking left and right every time.
Oh yeah.
I try and watch. But Coach, I want you talked about how you're preparing the season. Talk about this league that you're in, because it's gotten stronger and stronger, and the depth is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Talk about how how tough this road is going to be this year.
Yeah, they in addition to what the PSAL did, realigning this Brooklyn 3A division of ours. I mean, look, I may be partial, but I'm sure you guys are going to agree with me. Look, we play Achievement twice. We got Bedford twice. We got Law and Tech in there. Robeson in there. So, and then in addition to that, with our crossover games, we got Westinghouse.
Yeah.
I mean, every game is going to be a dogfight. But in addition to that, our non-league schedule that we put together, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but every year, I don't think, we get the seeding that we deserved. So I was like, you know what? They're not going to have any doubt in their mind, because the schedule that we put together, I think we have 7 out of the top 10 teams in 3A last year. Like, we're going to play Graphics. We're playing Bircham. We're playing Wheels. We're playing Evander Childs. So we got it all coming. Percy Sutton, they had a tremendous year last year. Then in addition to that, we do our annual Maine trip, where we go up to Maine and play in that the Maine Celtics holiday showcase up there against Maine's top competition. So our schedule's loaded this year. There's no cream puffs in this one.
No, listen, it's going to be even tougher. You mentioned Robeson. They got Todd Miles back, the legend for Robeson. He's the athletic director, and now you got Phil Grant as coach, who moved over from Summit, being city champion. So that's going to make that league, man,
going to be fun. That's
one of the strongest in the city for sure. As far as competitive, like when we talk about team for team and how you guys stack up against each other, definitely going to be one of the toughest. Well, now that you've been there, 5 years or more, right? Let's get the year straight, Coach. What year?
6 season, Pooh.
Huh? What you say?
What year, Coach?
7 years I've coached here.
7 years. Now look,
8th season coming up.
And I've only been counting the years that I've been around.
Yeah.
Right? This is the 5th year that I've been around. So
just after
I
the
missed
pandemic,
the
you
first 2.
came around. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So you know, you're way more than a veteran right now. When you hear about guys you know, leaving New York City, and whether it's Captain School or PSAL, what do you think? And do you think kids can be successful here in New York City if they do the right thing and stay all 4 years, and make sure that they're
New York
academically
City to move on to
eligible?
school outside
Yes.
New York.
Yeah.
But that's what my program's all about. You know, I have that pipeline. I'm not a New York City guy. I am now. I've been here 30 years. But, you know, growing up in Maine, playing ball up in Maine, I've got a lot of connections with college coaches up there. And we got a little pipeline of, you know, athletes going up there and playing at Hudson University, University of Maine.
No, I'm talking about high school, leaving high school to go play somewhere else in the middle of the high school career.
No, opportunity. Look, I don't have to tell you guys. This is the basketball mecca of the world. No, this is if you're Brooklyn, New York, it doesn't get any tougher than that. You're not going to be any more prepared than that than going anywhere else. That doesn't make sense to me. I've been on the other side of New York. No, this is where basketball is at.
And Coach, what do you think? How are your feelings on the PSAL now that you're entering? You know, like you said, your 8th year. You've been around. You've seen it kind of developing over the years. You know, what do you think of the PSAL, and how do you think it could kind of take that next step as a league to kind of, you know, do better promoting their players or things like that to kind of, you know, just up the league a little more?
Yeah, I mean, bring some showcases back. I don't think we had a senior showcase last year, but you know, I think they've done a good. I think Lee Church has done a pretty good job. You know, restructuring. You know, like again, the whole JV thing was big for me to have the JV part of varsity, and I give Lee Church a lot of credit for that. And Danny Harris has always been a big supporter of basketball over there. But yeah, as far as promoting, I'd like to see us get some games out of state. I'd like to see us even play some Catholic school tournaments, some sort of challenges. I know they do that now at the end of the year for like since they don't have the Federation Championship anymore, and they do the city championship, you know, Catholic versus PSAL. But I think we could play some more teams outside of the city. Absolutely.
Do you think it would help if, you know, the PSAL and Captain School League allowed y'all to play more games? So at the end of the year, you know, guys like myself and Brian that run the High School Basketball Weekly can put together a tournament with all the schools from here, you know, Section 1 and beyond to come down and pick a place and see who's going to be, you know, the king of the state.
That cap of 24 games now, and you know, it was funny you bring that up because, you know, I already had my, you know, I already got my schedule all set pretty much months before the season, and you know, we only had the 14 games, so I had to come up with 10 games, and coach from Zavarian calls up, you know, and want us to play in their Thanksgiving Eve, you know, season opener. And I was like, wow, how cool would that be? I was like, but I really I've already got the schedule solidified, you know. I don't know if there's any rules and regulations against it being like an exhibition or something that doesn't count, but we couldn't do it. And it's too bad because that would have been a great experience for our kids, but to have that opportunity.
So Coach, you talked about, you know, the Jackson boys and the monster that we talked about. Who are some of the guys flying under the radar?
Yeah. Oh, we got a few of them
who might be ready to step up and have a big year.
Yeah, you know, these JV kids, man, they just never cease to amaze me. They had a tremendous year last year, and they showed they were immature. They showed why they were JV players, but you know, springtime comes. You know us, we run our kids out. Well, I'll host a spring tournament at Transit, and then we're going to play it all summer long. And then we start our workouts in the mornings as soon as school starts. And I got this one kid, Aiden Fuller. You know, he's 6'4", pushing, you know, 6'5", 15-year-old kid. All of a sudden, you know, this is a kid that could barely touch the rim. Now he's playing over the rim, and nice touch. You know, great kid. Another kid with great grades. He's going to immediate impact. Probably find himself in the starting lineup. You know, if he continues to improve and impress like he is. We have another guard, Jameer Descent, another small point guard that is really taking on a great leadership role. He's dependable on the court, making good decisions. But the thing that they all have in common, and Pooh, you both will agree with this, that they will go out there and they will play hard and they'll push themselves. So there's not a drop left in that tank. And that's what we expect out of all of them. And because once that fuel level expires, there's someone coming in off the bench that's going to bring that same energy.
Love that.
Man, I know we was here a couple of years ago talking about Ashton Reynolds, and that amazing dunk lives on.
I saw you still have it in your intro.
Can't get rid of it.
Can't get rid of it, man.
Can't get rid
of that, man. Can't get rid of that. Who do you see now that you think can be the next transit star that leaps into that stratosphere as one of the transit greats?
I'm telling you right now, we're going back to these Jackson brothers.
Yeah.
If you can extrapolate and look at the points that they're putting up and what they're doing. Look, Nick Jackson almost averaged a triple-double as a 10th grader.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tough, competitive division, and he's really polished his game up some too, and he's developed a perimeter shot. I could see either one of the Jackson brothers possibly getting close to, Ashton's record. But, they're different. I'm not going to put anyone on Ashton Reynolds' level. I mean, he's his own player, tremendous athlete that he was. That'll never be matched, the athleticism that kid had. But as far as just straight basketball players, these kids, man, they have the ability to put that ball in the hole and pass the ball, all the other things, all the other intangibles to be a great ball player. So I'm excited. I'm excited as hell to coach these two. For a few more years. It's just so young. It's like, I can't believe they're only in, 10th and 11th grade.
Yeah, man. 15, 10, and 6. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And,
And I don't know if you remember it was Ashton's senior year when we played Lawn Tech in that last game of the season, and it was at the Post, and we were down by 14, came back, went into double overtime. But this Nick Jackson was in the court. We were in foul trouble. People were fouling out, double overtime. He comes in and drops 8 points as a 9th grader against Lawn Tech in that environment. So I knew that kid was going to be special right then and there.
No doubt. Salute to the Jackson brothers, man. Definitely Nick Jackson leading the charge.
Yeah, next up, man. And Coach, you could feel the energy, right away. Just from I could tell how excited you are.
Yeah.
This is a random question. Do you guys have the best throwbacks or uniform designs in the PSAL?
Yo, those warm-ups, bro. Woo!
That's what I'm saying.
Any stripes? Yeah.
Coach,
and nobody wears warm-ups anymore.
Yeah.
And when you guys come out, you steal a show.
And as soon as I got the varsity job there, I said, that's the first thing that we're getting candy stripes. I had them in high school, and people 30 years before me had them. We're getting them.
I love that, Coach.
The kids were a little reluctant to wear them. They thought they looked silly in them. But then when all the old heads started complimenting them, now they wear those freaking things with pride.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I had to know, Coach, because those are the best warm-ups by far.
Yo, P, why don't guys wear warm-ups anymore? Guys just come out with the tops,
come out of
no
the game,
bottoms.
or the bench, you don't have anything to put on, man. I don't know.
It's true. It's something I never even realized. It's crazy.
No team wears them anymore.
No.
They barely wear warm-ups.
And you know what? And a lot of teams don't do, and this is probably not basketball related, but I make all my players wear a blazer and tie to games as well. You don't see that. Not in public schools. Catholic. But no, they all have their navy blue blazer with their TT and embroidered into it, and I've always said, if you want to, you got to dress like a champion. You want to be a champion, you got to dress like a champion, carry yourself like a champion. All right. Wear everything with pride.
And since, you know what that feels like, how do you think you guys fare this year to get back and win it?
My mentality. I think we're in it every year. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know. But hey, I'm going to push them as hard as I can. Where we end up, but we got a strong core. And I'm excited to coach them. We got some real young kids. Maybe I might even have 1 or 2 9th graders might make it. And I've only had 4 9th graders in 7 years make varsity. But
wow,
some young talent, man. I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, and like I said, Coach, you can tell, even in the preseason, you have all this energy. It's so infectious. What do you kind of do to take the next step as a coach? You know, you've been around, like you said, 8th year now. You know, what do you kind of look back and say, I want to kind of fix this or change this? What kind of moves
Look,
do you
you
take?
know, I'm not going to pinpoint one thing I got to change.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I'm always trying to improve myself. I preach that to my kids, and I have to lead by example. You know, I tell we have to get better at something today. I say, I got better at something today. I read this, I watched this, I stole this from this coach. I'm still, look, I've only coached this team going on my 8th year, but you know, I've been in the PSAL 23 years, before Transit Tech, coaching over at Frank and Kay Lane, their
Yep.
girls varsity, their boys JV, and and finally to get a boys varsity job. Listen, I was, once I finally got the job, and people don't realize how hard it is. I'm going to do things the right way, and I'm not going backwards. We're always moving forward. You know, that's the only mentality that we will live by.
Hey, Coach, we got a guest host on right now, Dave Cardova from Dave Joint. He's typing away right now. He just hit me. What's up, Dave? You good?
Dave, you hear us?
He said something went wrong with his camera.
Oh, okay.
He said he's gonna try to sound back in. No, but look, you've been, one of my favorite guys, since the beginning of this, big supporter. And you was like, yo, you forgot about us. No, we didn't forget about you, Coach. I want to let you know we didn't forget about you. Look, Brian, look, we went out to BCA last year. We're gonna go out to Transit.
Oh, we're going to Transit. Hey, it's already done.
Listen, I know you've been to some of our homecomings in the past. You know how wild those get. November 21st, Friday night. Come on out. Both you guys are invited, man.
November 21st. I'm gonna put you in. You said it's a Friday night?
It's a Friday night. 5:30 game Friday night.
Oh, it's a 5:30 game, and then hopefully we get back. Because soon as it's over, Brian go ahead and run the highway to Bell Parkway and get the hell out of here.
Set up the show in my office. You're all right.
Just send me the information. This is where I put it in the calendar. Dave, you there?
Yeah, I'm here now.
All right, good. Shoot away, Dave.
Go ahead, Dave.
Coach, what's going on?
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm good. It's always been a joy watching you guys play, you know what I'm saying, with the warm-ups and the style of play. I salute you guys on all of your success.
Thank you so much. That's very appreciated.
So my first question is, what's going on out in Transit Tech these days?
Well, just a lot of work, man. A lot of work. You know what our day consists of. I show up at the we call it the station. Our gym is the station. I show up at 6:30 every morning, and I'll have a group of 10 to 15 kids waiting for me. So now that school's back in, the work has started. Even though we haven't played our first game, these kids have put in a tremendous amount of effort, in just the month and a half that we've been back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the league looking like, this year?
Well, as we discussed earlier, man, this is the toughest 3A division in the city. It's not even a debate in my eyes. We get the city champs coming in, Achievement First, got them twice. Matter of fact, that's opening night. That's their first league game is against Achievement First.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
So they threw the gauntlet at you guys real early.
Yeah, or they threw us at them. I don't know.
Hold on. Are you guys there? Is it a home game for you guys? Is it a home game for you guys?
But Coach Hammond will tell you there's nothing but respect. I have nothing but respect for that program over there. He's done a tremendous job. We've gone at it for a few years, as coaches, maybe adversaries on the court. But listen, we're doing what we love, and we're developing young men and teaching them how to compete, and that's what it's all about.
Where you going? Is it going to be at Transit, or is it going to be?
We're at Transit, opening night.
Yep, December 1st.
Yo, Dave. I think we all need to pull up. I think we need to make that, if we can, we need to make that day a movie.
Absolutely, yeah. If I'm not doing anything, I'll definitely try to come out to Transit Tech. And I've never
all
been
gonna have to be
Transit
next
Tech
to each
before.
other like this, though, because it's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I've never been to Transit Tech before.
What?
Never in life.
Yo, Dave.
I would love to go down there.
No, listen.
Dave, you're missing.
You gotta listen.
The city. It's an experience, man. It's not just
trust me.
It's an experience. To and from the game, everything you name it.
No, but shout out to my guy Steven Carrasco. He always
Oh,
filmed. He always
yep,
filmed your games. You know what I'm saying? He made everything look really
yep,
good. Not that it wasn't good, but he made like, his videos were top quality, and he
amazing.
made Transit Tech look great.
Yep.
And you guys definitely were everything in those videos,
Yeah.
everything and more.
No
Yep.
doubt.
Man.
Yeah, Steven's a good guy. A lot of people don't know this, but he played for us over at Franklin K. Lane. He was one of my student athletes. Yeah,
Oh,
back in the day. And so
That's awesome,
to
Coach.
see him evolve into, this videographer and photographer that he is, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
don't know if we were one of his first videos, but I know when he was just, getting into the business, he spent a lot of time at Transit Tech perfecting his craft.
wow.
Hey, Coach, speaking of videos, I got to plug our sponsor, Xbox Go, right? This is the AI camera. It's
Yeah, we got to show Coach.
hands-free camera. It's a hands-free camera. You hook up the iPhone to this, and I say it's a great practice tool, right?
Yep.
So if you want to, go over practice or show guys what they did wrong, I think this would be a great tool. This way you can just set it up and just let it go. Or if you want to just focus on one player, you just enter the number on the player,
Right.
and it'll follow the player. They give you highlights right afterwards, instant
Correct.
highlights,
Nice.
right? Hold on, let me show you some new technology that we got. You put the iPhone.
Question: how much?
It's a one-time fee. It's a
That's
one-time fee.
Public
And if you
school, we're on a public school budget here, Pooh.
listen,
Well, that's why. That's why Pooh's behind it.
it's like about it's like about 320 something.
Oh,
But
that's
if you
bad.
put
Oh,
in the basketball heads,
Get you some
basketball
off.
heads code, you get 10% off.
oh, wow. All right, I'll definitely look into that.
Right?
Yeah,
I can see the
definitely,
link
Coach.
and you can check it out. But I think it's something that coaches should have. I'm not trying to put my guys out of business because I love my media guys, but I say, listen, they can't be around at the practices, and I know a lot of coaches like to take their practices
Of course.
and do film on that level. And this way, you're not paying a $9,000 a year fee for Huddle. I think it's like $95 right now, right? So it's a one-time payment. Xbox Go. I'll see you the link, Coach.
Cool. Appreciate it.
So I see you guys are playing at Evander Childs this year.
Yes. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm taking. Every year we do that trip to Maine, and I always take another PSAL team up there with us. Just to share that experience. And this year, Evander Childs, we're taking them up to Maine with us.
Nice.
Play over.
Who did you take last year, Coach?
August Martin came with us last year. Year before that, we took construction. So we've every year we'll take someone else.
That's great, Coach, and it's something that's really not talked about, and it just shows how you're trying to help build the PSAL, and like you said, relationships, coaches.
Yeah. And
you guys all talking stuff.
And those the people, the fans up there, the teams up there, they love obviously they love teams. So when we're playing, we've got a following now. We come back. There's that transition team from Brooklyn. We got old ladies in the stand coming out to watch us play and stuff. It's pretty.
That's
cool.
love.
It's those warm-ups, Coach. It's those warm-ups.
But you got to remember, up in Maine, they don't have anything really going on up there. But the high school sports going on, those arenas are packed.
Now, Coach, do they have a shot clock?
No, they don't. They don't.
Wow. How's it like playing in that environment?
Yeah. So, our guys, it took a while to get used to that. First of all, you're playing on an NBA court. It's big, and you're stretched out, and there's no shot clock. But I think it was tougher on them than us because, we get out and run. We're not slowing anything down. So I think, who were we playing last year? I think we played Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Big boys, 6'7", 6'6", jacked muscles. And our kids are like, a little nervous, like, just relax. Second quarter, we'll be fine. It might have been halfway into that second quarter, and I saw the big man just gasping for air. I was like, just keep playing our style. We'll be good. Baby. And we end up winning by like 22 or something like that. And they were, not too far removed from winning their state championship up there. So, but there is a difference, Look, I try to teach patience. I do teach patience to the kids, and every now and then we run sets. But we really ultimately try to teach them conceptual basketball and take advantage of situations. But look, I got Brooklyn kids and I don't want them to lose their identity as a Brooklyn baller. So I try to use my method and their methods and make it work. So.
Hey, speaking of Maine, when I was at MCI and we went up to New Hampshire, I was so surprised that this guy was a huge basketball fan. He's no longer with us right now, but it's someone who I grew up watching. And I don't know if you guys know about him, but he's Al Lewis from the Monsters, right?
Yeah.
Al Lewis was a huge basketball fan, like really. And we played in this tournament in New Hampshire, and for him to come out of the stands and know my name like he was Tom Kachowski, he named all of the top
great.
guys who was
That's
playing.
all.
Hey, when you were up at MCI, who'd you play? Because I know there's a lot of big names came through that program up there in that era.
Yes. New Bedford. We had St. Thomas More. We played Concord up in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
In that tournament. And man, we was stacked, man.
But what about some play? I know they produced a few.
We had Perry Carter when I was there. We had Perry Carter from Washington D.C. that went to play at Ohio State. We had Roger Lewis went Eastern Michigan. Rob Vickers who went to Indiana State. We had a couple of guys go down and played in like a big time D2s in the Massachusetts area.
Yeah, so CHSAA was a little after you then.
Yeah. I was there in 87. I was there in 87, for sure.
Started the run, coach. You started the run,
Yeah. So, hey, coach, look, we've been, of course, I had to type this up real quick because I ain't want to leave nobody. We had guys like Eric Barkley, Karan Buckler, Sam Cassell, all these guys go to the school and plenty more. I think we put out maybe about 13 pros that came out of that school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So salute to my coach, Paul Pellicani. Had him on the show last year. It was good to reunite with him. So that was fun. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, Coach, listen, we're gonna get you out of here. Let you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. And look, please send me those that information.
We're coming, Coach.
We're gonna come up. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna make it a movie.
Yeah, awesome.
Yo, Dave, listen, bro. Block out your calendar. I know you got a lot going on. I know you're probably gonna be like in Wyoming or Texas. Dave will take the train to Texas and be back in New York for a game on Saturday.
Correct.
It's crazy. He'll leave Friday, be back in New York for Saturday morning, and he'll be somewhere else on Sunday.
Oh man.
And listen, Coach, I'm gonna DM you. We might have to do it behind the scenes a little bit, but see if you could find me kind of a warm up similar to Pooh's size, so we can get him running around the arena looking.
I know. Yeah.
Listen, man.
But you have to wear it to the train station and to transit, though.
Look at that, because everybody gonna go, yo, there's that transit guy. All right. Hey, Coach,
thanks for coming on, Coach.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me on.
No
I
doubt.
can't wait.
Anytime, Coach.
Take care, Dave. Nice talking with you guys. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hey, man. Wow, that was dope. That was dope as usual, man.
Yes.
That was dope.
And listen, Dave, right on cue. He's got his list of questions ready to rock, man. Just like a professional. It's like this guy's been on the show for years with us.
Always, man. Always. Hey, look, I got a little bit of time. I don't want y'all batteries to go dead, B, but
I'm charging my batteries, but go on.
Yo, Juice, October 24th, just left. Like, and I should have asked Coach when is the last day for the PSAL for they to stop transferring. Like, you had Christian Marbury last week and now Juice. Like, those are some of the biggest. And Rich Jackson leaving Eagles. Like,
hey, Dave, if you ever remember like guys leaving this late, like right before like tryouts like this, I mean, usually it's done in the summer before school. This late has been so different.
Yeah, no. Nothing.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this before. Or even kids transferring from multiple schools in a matter of a month.
Yep.
And I've seen that happen too.
Crazy, right? Like trying to go to this school, realize it's not going to work, going to another school. And that's what me and Pooh talk about is just transferring to transfer, right? Like, is the fit actually a fit, or you're just going to a school because, everybody's going there?
Right, because it looks good.
Correct. And that's why, we were talking about all the transfers at, Jefferson and a lot of at Eagle. A lot of these kids, it's not going to work out for them how they think,
No. Yeah, it's like, I think college coaches that could potentially be recruiting them are watching that too. Because it's like, if he'll quit on us, if he'll quit on them, he could do that to us too.
Yep,
So that's
right, Dave.
like,
and it's like people are valuing
bad look
like
overall.
And like, how many times, Dave, have you heard like a kid, whether he's interviewing at the NBA or at college, and they're like, same AAU team, same high school team. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a huge plus for a prospect now to be in the same place and show loyalty that these college coaches are definitely noticing. Like you said, they see a kid they might like, but they're like, all right, he's already transferring at the sign of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did this make
adversity?
Yes. Now, does this make Skylar and Aaron stars? Like, does this elevate
Talk
them
about
to
it,
the
Dave.
next
What do you
level?
think? You think these guys step up in the right way?
I could see them. I thought that they were going to already be starring this year, but now this elevates them. Because like I said, you know what I'm saying, they're playing in the Hoop Hall Classic with, so there's going to be scouts there and a lot of eyes. And they're playing in some other events as well.
Yeah.
So
they got a schedule. I think it's going to be tough for them, losing the two brothers and now Juice. I mean, you heard Coach Arbitello. Dave, I don't know if you heard his episode with us, but he was so high on Juice and, had a lot of plans built around him. And this was definitely a shock. It blew my mind. And, I know Book's always working and looking to add talent, but I definitely did not see this move coming.
None of us did. That's the sad part.
Especially when he made it through the summer, right? You figured he made it through the summer, he'd be good. And, I mean, he's played in almost everything with Christ the King. But, maybe he saw an opportunity and he thinks that's the move. But I know there's a couple kids that have gone to that program. Some of them look fantastic and really good, and some of them look kind of the same as when they left, right?
Another news break. So, my bad, Dave, because this
go
is
ahead.
on the front of my mind. Ethan Osteen. He had a big press conference saying he was going to put them.
Yeah.
And then he's not even there anymore. Where's he at?
He never went to Putnam Science. He ended up
he had a big media day signing.
Yeah, announcing
he was going to college.
He never went to Putnam Science. He ended up at Mount St. Charles in Rhode Island.
Wow.
They're NEPSAC schools. So they have a nice little point guard by the name of Kyle Delves. So he also played for Team New England this summer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They did pretty good things on the made hoop circuit. So the guy that coaches Team New England is the head coach out there for Mount St. Charles. I watched Mount St. Charles at the national at the Hoop Hall Prep Showcase this past year. They did pretty good. They were a solid team. So at least he's in the NEPSAC. At least he's in New England. He's getting a taste of New England basketball. I already see that definitely working out for him. But Putnam,
especially at Putnam, Dave, right? Like Putnam is so crowded with so many good kids.
Yeah.
So,
and they're the number one prep school, right? Aren't they the number one?
They're always
prep
up
school?
Right at the top.
They're always up right so in New England, there's a whole bunch of schools. Putnam Science is definitely at the top. Then you have Brewster, Cushing, Newman. Who else?
Albany Academy is now on NEPSAC.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a big move too.
Salute to my guy CK. What up, CK?
Yeah, man. Albany Academy. They always a top flight program. I've loved watching them since Andre Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Were you at that Lehigh game with me when he went crazy or no? I don't remember.
Andre Jackson, you mean?
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
He came to Lehigh, Dave, and put together one of the best games I've ever seen a high school kid put together.
You talking about 2020, right?
Yeah, he went to overtime. He had like
Yes,
50
I remember.
points. I
This
mean,
game was at Luha. Yes, I
yeah,
still have. I
Curbelo
think I
hit the
still have
game
the
winner,
pictures.
Pooh. Yep.
Yeah, I still have the pictures from that day. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Albany Academy, a powerhouse. You know, we had a couple of those guys playing our thing over the summer. And the NEPSAC, like CK said, is getting stronger and stronger. And it has a ton of good teams. Me and Pooh were so impressed by Newman the other day when we saw them at St. Francis Prep. And they were even missing guys. I mean, so that league is going to be unbelievable this year.
And also, shout out to Lucas Morillo from Mount Vernon. He just committed today to
Where?
Illinois.
Wow.
Woo, big time. Wow, that's big time right there.
Another Catholic leaguer and a big-time D1 opportunity, man. Talk about a terrific kid.
Wow,
Yeah, man.
wow. So
yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
But no, Newman, there's very strong program. They had Chase Jeremiah. He's going to Penn, I believe.
Yep.
Lewis O'Keefe.
That's
tough.
He you love Lewis.
Yeah,
The shooter, you know.
Yep.
He's from North Carolina. Shout out to my guys from Garner Road, a respected program on the Adidas circuit.
The big kid going to Michigan.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Quinn Costello.
Yep.
Middlesex Magic.
Yeah, he put on a show in that game too. He's got a lot of potential. But yeah, NEPSAC big. And you know, Dave, since we got you, what's your Catholic League prediction?
Oh man.
Just
It's too early right now.
To the fire, baby.
Hey, we got two going on tomorrow, Naz versus Hayes. And then we got an Eagle, which I think may be the championship, city championship of the PSAL. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Could be.
I don't know. Right now, Stepanak is the top dog, as always. But you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Jeff,
like this,
you can't count out Jeff, right? We can't count out Jeff.
Okay, so as far as the PSAL goes, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you can't count out Jefferson. But both Eagle teams are looking real strong right now. Real strong.
I'm with you.
And then I think about it, who would be like if there was a Final Four, who would be the fourth? That's a tough question right there.
I'd go Canarsie right now.
I'll say Brandeis.
Oh, good pick.
I'm liking Canarsie. I see
another Forest Hill's a sleeper too, man.
Look, I would love to be behind Canarsie too, but I really want to see PJ Singleton play like the all-city player that he is, like consistently.
You really think Brandeis could go far?
I think Brandeis is good too.
I think Brandeis is good.
Cameron Boyd is a big transfer, man.
Yes.
Listen, Devin Clark. If Devin Clark and PJ Singleton play like they're supposed to play,
they should roll.
They should roll. They should roll. They should really get. This should be the season that they get over that hump, right?
Yeah.
And I want to challenge these guys because I know with the added players of Justin Rodriguez and you know, Christian Marbury, it puts them over the top. And I want to challenge those guys that listen, just be consistent and you guys will roll. You got one of you know, top two players in the city, in PJ Singleton and Devin Clark, adding with Christian Marbury, Justin Rodriguez, and the others that come to this, you know, to Canarsie, right? And they also got my guy Boubacar Touré,
the French kid, right?
Right. So again, they have a strong lineup, but are they ready to take that next jump? Right? You got Eagle Bronx, who's been battle tested, Eagle Brooklyn battle tested, Jefferson battle tested. I look, I want to say Canarsie. I want to join you guys.
But you're allowed to call him out, man. Challenge him.
Brandeis have been looking good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put my stamp on them until I see them play.
Right.
So I'm gonna say Canarsie. I did see them play, so I'm gonna retract that and say Canarsie. But I really want to challenge those Canarsie veterans
step up.
and to step up definitely and take the role that they need to.
And Dave, who do you see on the other side? You said Stepanak. Who do you think on the other side gets there in the end, or maybe is in the mix?
So if I had to pick 4 right now, I see St. Ray's, St. Francis Prep again, and then the 4th. That's a tough one. I would love to see Hayes step up because, the last few years they've been at the quarterfinals. They've been knocking on the door. But I want to see if they can make it even further.
What do you think about Cross and Nazareth this year?
It's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested in seeing where both of them go,
Yeah.
Hold on. All day, Jay said PJ Singleton averages 25 plus this season. Well, we'll see that.
We want it, man. We want it. Trust me.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
If he does that, definitely puts them over the top for sure. But get back to the Captain School League. Stepanak, St. Ray's, Cardinal Hayes, and I want to say Naz, but St. Francis Prep. That's my right. That's why I'm like, that's my
Top
borderline. 4. The same way I'm with, when I said Canarsie and Brandeis, but I put Canarsie over Brandeis because I seen Canarsie play.
And listen, this is early. This stuff changes, and I mean, with the portal, Dave, we might change our mind by tomorrow, man. We got to see if Puff posts anything by tonight.
But what about Scanlon and Prep? Do you think those guys have a chance?
Yeah, I own a Prep. You like any of those teams flying under the radar? Maybe.
I own a Prep. I need to see them.
Yeah.
After they lost Ray Fernandez, I don't know, but I mean they still got some talent over there, so we'll see when they play Stepanak. So I really want to see what they're looking like too. Somebody said St. Peter's.
Right, they lost the Martin kid, right? So
yeah, tough.
That's gonna be tough for them as well.
Yeah, but yeah, we were talking about Newman earlier, so. Yeah, the Newman School, they got another kid from upstate New York that's really solid, Davon Maloney. So he went to LaSalle Institute, kid that could jump out the gym.
I don't think he played, Dave, when
he didn't play.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was
he
had a cast on him. But yeah, like Newman, they're gonna be playing multiple times in Springfield that weekend. But also they're playing at the TD Garden on January 18th.
Nice.
On the Celtics Arena for the Andrew James Lawson Invitational. That's also a great event too. But yeah, Newman, you know what I'm saying? They also there's one of my good friends from Brooklyn, John Carroll. He used to be the head coach at Northfield Mount Herman. You know what I'm saying? He's involved with Newman and also the program NYC. So shout out to him too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of city ties everywhere.
They said the kid is 6'7", the athletic kid you're talking about, and he said that he can shoot too. That's my guy CK, our Upstate Connect.
Yes.
Always check in.
Definitely, yeah. He's something special.
Brian, you ain't let us know who was your 4 picks in the PSAL and Captain School League.
Oh, I'm with you in the PSAL. I was lockstep with you guys with the Eagles, Jefferson, and definitely Canarsie. For the Catholic League, I think it's Stepanak. Like you said, Rays. I think Hayes is right on that line for me. They're probably 4-5 with like St. Francis Prep, and then I was high on Christ the King, but this juice thing has got me definitely thrown a little bit. I think Nazareth kind of steps up and maybe bumps those guys out if they're not ready to step up. So
listen, I'm gonna give this kid a shout out right now because I think he's gonna have an absolutely amazing year. Malik Fields. Fields. We know him to be a great shooter, but he is becoming a great offensive rebounder and defensive presence.
He could be an MVP, right?
Man, he definitely could be an MVP candidate for sure.
I'm with you on that. I think like him, Big O and some of the guys on Stepanak, but Fields is right there. I mean, remember how big he was in those playoffs last year? I mean, that was one of the best performances I've seen live in a long time.
Yeah, I saw him play in was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Up in City of Mines. I think he had like maybe 20 and 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
Like 20 something and 15 rebounds. And the way he was getting the rebounds is just like, man, this kid is becoming a pure dog on both ends.
And then, Dave, is there any guys that you like who are kind of flying under the radar in the city, whether they're Catholic League or PSAL, who maybe people aren't talking about enough?
Let's see.
I know there's so many.
Flying under the radar.
I like the Javion kid from Scanlon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Jamel Jordan from Scanlon.
Yes.
He caught a crazy dunk at City is Mine the other day.
That was nuts.
Yo. I like him. Avian Rodriguez. He'll be a freshman at Cardinal Hayes. He's a kid that you definitely got to watch out for.
Oh, I like him. Yes. Yeah.
What do you think of Denham Trotman's game, Dave?
Great question.
Ever since he transferred from LaSalle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always loved this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see what school takes a chance on him when all is said and done.
Yeah. He might be a guy who, we look back and say is way better in college, than he was in high school. Just an ascending player. I think he's so under the radar. And like you said, I think a school is going to take a chance on him. He's going to be awesome there and then leave after like 2 years and go somewhere even better. He's that type of kid who's just going to keep going up every year, I think.
Yeah, he gives Eagle Bronx such a major weapon because after that winning that one-on-one competition this summer, his confidence is sky high, man. And once he gets you on the island by yourself, man, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, also Matt Santiago, the transfer from Mount St. Michael.
That was wild too.
Yeah. And even Ryan from Ryan Edwards.
Yeah, Ryan Edwards is going to be
St. John's Prep.
There,
He's moved into the starting lineup and given him a extra punch.
Yeah. And then my last question for Dave Pooh: what's your favorite tournament that you get to cover or watch? That's a good one for you.
Great question.
I can't give you one single event. You know what I'm saying? I've had a lot of events that I loved over the years. Obviously during the summertime, New York versus New York, the Pete's Jam, a lot of playground tournaments, and then during the high school season, there's a few events coming up. National Prep Showcase, that's a must. Stepanak's event that goes on in January.
Oh yeah, they play against Jefferson. That's gonna be crazy. And both Eagles.
No, I'm talking about the second event, but yeah, that too.
What event you talking about? Not the one that's coming up in December 7th?
No, the one in January after the New Year.
Got you.
Yeah.
Also, Iverson Classic, which will be at Paramus Catholic this year. The Metro Classic, which will be in South Jersey, that's also a go-to. Did I say the National Prep Showcase in New Haven?
You didn't say New Haven, but you said that Prep Showcase a month.
Yes.
As you see, he doesn't have a favorite, right?
No, he loves them all. I know.
That's why I asked him. Deron Rippey will be playing against Kamari White from Harlem, November 23rd. So if you guys are in CT, check that out. And also, I'm praying that I'm able to be approved for this one, the Hoop Hall Classic. You know what I'm saying?
I want to go through this year, Dave. I want to go.
I got to cover 3 years worth, and everything was great. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of Stepanak, they're playing on the NBA app this year again against Tyran Stokes and Notre Dame Sherman Oaks.
How about that game, huh?
Let's bring it back home. Let's bring it back home for a sec. Luha versus Stepinac, November 22nd at Luha. Who do you got?
That's gonna be tough, man. And it's a shame that I won't even be there to see that game. But it's an even matchup for both teams. It sucks.
Who you going with, Dave?
Who
Don't
you
give me
going
that
with,
media
Dave?
answer.
We not playing politics right now, baby.
Come on, Dave.
Man, I can't even give you guys an answer. That's the hard part.
You're such
I
a good
like
guy,
both
Dave.
teams, so
You're
I can't
such a
really
good
give you
guy.
an answer.
He don't want to upset anybody, Phil. I don't blame him.
No, it's
We'll
not
say
even
it's a
that.
good
It's
game.
hard. It's hard. It's because they, like I said, they're both so evenly matched. I got to see them in a real game to give you that answer.
I think it's going to be an incredible game, Dave. I'm telling you. I mean, it's going to have some of the best recruits in the country. Dylan Mingo still unsigned. Jervis on the 5th signing. The Twins just signed with USC. I mean, talk about the talent is going to be, all-time greats in New York. And, I mean, we're going to see Stepinac chase history this year, guys. I mean, it's going to be incredible to watch.
It is. But then, also shout-outs to both schools. You know what I'm saying? They're both in 2 areas where there's a lot of affluence. You know what I'm saying? And they also got the communities going strong behind them. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go to Stepinac and every time I go to Luha, I feel like I'm going to Harvard. That's how prestigious both of those schools are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
Especially Stepinac, because remember last year, the day, like that day that they played Iona Prep, I see them on Instagram with the motorcades. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Thomas Roach, the mayor of White Plains. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of sets them apart from every other team in the Catholic League. Just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, they're able to have an event at a pro arena twice a year. You can't beat that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they get the support from their city. Like when they win state championships, they get a parade. Eric Adams doesn't do that for any of our high school teams in the city.
They just invite him up, give him a cup, take a picture, send him home.
Crazy, right?
There you go.
But if they do something bad, they're on the news.
Very true. Very true.
Thomas Roach for the win.
Dave, man, you're unbelievable.
Wow. Well, listen, he said that's some upstate stuff right there.
They are not upstate. They are like 20 or 30 so minutes from the Bronx.
We got to call them low state or something like that.
Listen, they always gonna represent New York City because that's where they play at. I know where I know where they're stationed at. But they, we always talked about it with Coach
Every
Pat.
game they play in is in the city, man.
There you go.
About 90% of the games are in the city.
Exactly.
But we all know, you know what I'm saying? We can't, but we gotta show love to our Westchester people too. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Even the teams in Section 1, Scarsdale, Mamaroneck, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Byram Hills, Woodlands.
And Dave, we had those guys play in our event, and they were great, man. They played so hard. Kids from all over that area scattered. And, there's some real ballers up there, man. Mount Vernon, like you said. Scarsdale had a kid go to Princeton. I mean, there's tons of D1 talent even in the area.
Poughkeepsie and even Central New York. Shout outs to Pooh. You know what I'm saying? He had the upstate guys to come down. Shaker. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They had some guys playing there. They're also playing at the Hoop Hall Classic as well. Thursday, January 15th.
I saw that.
How many McDonald's All-Americans do we have this coming up year?
Definitely, in my opinion, it's got to be.
And we counting Rippy. We counting Rippy too, bro. I know we play. Let's come on.
Definitely, it's gonna be definitely Mingo and Rippy for sure.
Just 2?
You don't think one of the twins make it?
Possibly, it's possible, but based on the numbers in the rankings, it's definitely gonna be 2 for sure.
Where does Mingo and Rippy go?
college decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know about Mingo
I
because
think
he has a
Rippy
lot
goes
of
to Duke.
schools.
I think Rippy goes to Duke.
Me too.
Duke or Kentucky, because I know Kentucky, they really pulled out all the stops. They even sang him "Happy Birthday."
Oh yeah, and that
So
bag
I
is
could see
quite
him at
large, my
Kentucky.
friend.
You
You
said
see how much
Kentucky?
those Kentucky guys are
I'd
making
see
this year?
Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Duke would be great, but I see him at Kentucky.
Yeah,
If
that'd
he
be a
doesn't
great
go to
fit.
Kentucky, I would be disappointed. But yeah, it would have to
Yeah.
be either of those two, or it would be or maybe an Adidas school since Blair's Adidas now. You know what I'm saying? After that summer that he had on the
No,
Adidas
hold on. Excuse me. Back that up.
Hold on.
He's Adidas now.
Yeah.
He's Adidas. He's
Yeah.
signed to Adidas.
Oh,
Yes.
well, then yeah, that would be. But yeah, after the year he had on the 3SSB circuit, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he didn't end up at an Adidas school, that would be tough too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never really expected Blair to leave Nike, but hey, Adidas Select. You know what I'm saying? Putnam Science is a part of Adidas Select too. You know, Adidas, shout outs to them because they're doing a lot of things with some great teams. You know what I'm saying? They picked up a lot of teams with, Adidas Select.
Hey man, they waited for those contracts to run out, Dave, and pounced, man. Gotta give them their shout out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All
but
right. Go ahead. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say, Dave, this has been so much fun. Like, you're always welcome on the show.
Indeed.
Like I've always said, you're a bright light in New York City, always helping kids, always at a place, always down to talk and give me information. So really appreciate all you do. And thanks for coming on, Dave. You're awesome, dude.
All right, last
Indeed.
thing. I know I'm stretching this.
No good. No.
Everybody's talking about it. What's up with this gambling thing in the NBA, bro?
Oh.
Great question.
Now, for me, I know that Cash Patel, he's been in the Senate House. He's been getting dogged a lot by saying that, well, they were saying that, he wasn't doing his job and not being a great director of the FBI. And then, bam, this scandal comes out, right? We knew that there was some gambling problems going on, right? But my thing is, if you got the mob ties in it, why throw the basketball guys under the bus? Not saying that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But if it was a mob ties connection and NBA players, why we only saw the NBA players?
You're 100% not wrong, but what grabs the headlines, right, Pooh?
No, I get it. I get it.
I just worry that I kind of worry about the integrity of the game, especially with that law with college, just passing it that athletes are allowed to gamble as long as it's not their sport. But
what?
listen,
Hold on.
Yeah. Athletes are allowed to gamble as long as it's not their sport. But Pooh,
No,
we all play sports.
Blow the whistle,
in
Pooh.
college?
Yeah,
Blow
in
the
college.
whistle.
In college.
Yo!
So now imagine this.
Crazy. I didn't know
imagine
that.
this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? When we went to college, right? We had no money to gamble. We had nothing to do with gambling, right? Now I'm sending Pooh, I'm sending Dave Cordova to wherever college they're going. I'm giving them a shitload of NIL money that they've never had, right?
Right.
So now you have all this money to bet. And Pooh, you tell me, right? You've been an athlete. Dave, you've been around athletes forever. You were an athlete too. You're telling me you don't know a guy on another team? You're telling me if I played football, I'm not going to Pooh. Hey, let me know when you're not playing, bro, so I can throw a little money on our team to hit the under. It's just going to create such a crazy culture of degenerate gamblers by the time they're done. And these guys have more money than they know what to do with, these kids.
Yeah.
They see it in the NBA.
Cycle.
I mean, could you imagine, Pooh and Dave, you made $160 million in the NBA, and you're willing to risk that over a $200,000 bet?
Because those gambling sites aren't going to let you win that much. If you win too much, they're gonna kick you off the site. So
Exactly, and you tell me, right?
money.
I watch Dave Cordova play every day in the NBA, and nobody bets on him. And then all of a sudden, there's millions of dollars of bets on Dave. I mean, come on, these people act like they don't know what's going on. I mean, very, very sketchy stuff. Very
Listen,
sketchy.
when I
They
was at
know.
FDU,
They definitely know.
yeah, when I was at
Yeah.
FDU, we had a bookie. His name
Yeah.
was Doug. What scared us was Doug was everywhere. He had a two-way pager. This is before two-way pagers was out.
Yeah.
And he had every sport that would come up. We were so amazed at this pager. It was crazy. It was like futuristic. But Doug would miss it. And we all got scared. We was like, oh, this is not a game. We don't see this guy no more.
Correct. Listen, man, this is what happens. And you could just do it from your phone. You don't even got to find a Doug and make a sketchy call and do all that, man. Right? It's right on your phone.
He said, you don't even have to find a Doug.
Yo, this is crazy.
Man, listen.
And the Billups stuff's even crazier. I mean, he was doing fake poker games and had, the James Bond lenses and the glasses so he could read your cards and crap.
Was this at his house? Come on, bro. Like,
I don't know where it was, but I heard that there were guys that knew about it for years and they knew the game was fixed. And
somebody blew the whistle.
What's that?
What?
Someone blew the whistle.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, right? Somebody lost, right, Dave? Somebody lost a lot of money, and somebody said something's wrong, right? Something's going on. And when you're sitting there with four celebrities, right, Pooh, and four other players, and the four celebrities ain't losing any money, and it's just you guys, something's going on, But,
and everybody been throwing Gil under the bus, but Gil came on this podcast. He had the bag that said that he was an informant lunch. So now everybody's throwing him under the bus saying he was the guy that snitched because he got in trouble, and we don't know what's going on, bro.
No, and like you said, the FBI got called out, and people are like, well, the NBA already looked into Terry Rozier. But yeah, you're telling me the NBA was really trying to find anything that was going on? Like, come on. They were trying to end that as fast as possible. But this is a topic for a whole nother ep because it's crazy. I think even more names are going to come out. And it's definitely going to be a different world in college and the NBA, man.
That's right. Yo, Dave, we appreciate you, brother. Be good.
Indeed.
Right? No doubt. Man, listen, tomorrow I'm showing up. We're going to the Eagle Bronx to check out the Final Four. She's going to be in the championship. And then afterwards, me and my guys, we're heading out to the Garden to see Michigan play against St.
Love it, man. What a day for Pooh. I love that.
No doubt. Look, I got jealous, man.
To the final on Sunday.
Huh?
Let me know if you're going to go to the final on Sunday.
Oh, I'm definitely there. I'm definitely there. Eagle Bronx.
I'm probably going to go there too.
Yeah, let's pop up at that. And listen, I got jealous, man. You going to these St. John's games, going to these colleges. I said, yo, you know what? I got to get to the game, man.
That's right, man. That's right.
My brothers,
I love that.
Trey, Diggs, my guy Nate Slaughter, we all going to pull up, man. My guy Ant, and we're going to take a few kids, man, from TDJ program. So I'm looking forward to that.
Listen, shout out you, Pooh. Another great episode. I mean, those two guys, I don't know how those two guys didn't coach football because I could see them right next to me on the sidelines ready to go.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Salute to our two guests that came on, Coach Mike Cortese and Coach Kenny Hafford for coming through, man. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show, share, like, and whoever wasn't here, make sure they get this, baby. Share the content.
20,000 for my man Pooh. We need that 40 by
we going for it, baby. We going for it. All right? No doubt. Yo, be peace, man.
Give me an update tomorrow and enjoy your weekend, brother.
Definitely. Peace. And look, we may do something Sunday night.
Never know, baby. Let me know. You know, I got you back, Pooh.
No doubt. We out.
Peace.
Peace.